Hello everyone, this is Amy from the Central Newsroom. Reports of mysterious sightings have been coming in from all over the globe. It seems the war for independent artists' music has grown to a global assault on the evil empire of music mogul monsters. We are getting reports that freedom fighters have now taken back our beloved Nirvana City in an overnight raid. We are now going to switch you over to our reporter in the field. Yuya, Mama Kawasaki.
This is Yumama Kawasaki reporting live on Independent Artists Music Front. We have gained the trust of a local pocket of kick-ass bands staging a resistance demonstration. Wait this in. We have the secret Amy code for our listeners. Check the screen now. Please use your cell phone device to gain access to the secret event. Scan the code and enter the displayed Amy code. Now the public can have a chance to see for themselves the incredible rockin' spirit of the kick-ass Independent Artist Front. We go now to a secret meeting held at a secret location. Let's listen in. And remember, go AMM.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Hey everybody, you got the dude once again on AMM, man, and we got a real treat for you guys. These guys, man, they may not look at it, but they are some working class criminals. How are you guys doing today, man? What's going on, boys?
Doing great, man. How you doing, dude?
Excellent, man. Well, let me tell you, man, I really appreciate you guys jumping and getting on the interview. I know we got a thing coming up for Bo Nasty coming up and some other things. So what are you guys up to right now?
Actually, we're getting ready for band practice tonight. Getting ready for the show. Going to be a great time. Really looking forward to it.
Excellent, man. Excellent. So can you tell me a little bit before we get into the rest of the interview, what's going on with the show, man? I heard there's some kind of big thing happening for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's called Kick the Turkey in the Balls Bash, which is
Kick the Turkey in the Balls Bash. Okay, man. Who came up with that name, man?
I believe the lead singer from Pure American Filth, Greg Devine, came up with that. Something that he's been trying to put on the regular every year. So we decided to get some other bands involved with it. And Bo heard all about it and wanted in on it too. So we got Bo Nasty joining the group.
Hey, all right, man. Well, that sounds like a blast. I wanted to make it up there myself, man, and see it because I think it's going to be a great show. You got some impressive talent. You guys rock, first of all, man. You know, I was checking, bro. I was checking you guys out today, man. I watched some videos. Incredible, huge reaction from the crowd, man. So, you know, I think whoever goes and sees this is going to have a great time. Who else is on the bill besides you guys? Do you know?
All right, so
we've got Heater coming out first, and they are actually, from what we understand, our group of younger guys. What are they all? 18, 19, 20 years old, something like that.
Late teen guys, some early rockers, man, getting out there and getting their foot in the door and making a good impression.
You guys are pretty young. I mean, you don't look that old.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, we'll take it. Appreciate it.
Looks like Stretch is trying to join in there. Well, that's awesome, man. You know, so Lily, let's get back about your band a little bit, man. Let's just talk a little bit, give people a back history. First of all, how long have you guys been jamming?
Okay, well, this band right now, Working Class Criminals, we've been playing together now for about 7.5 years. But me and Mo, the guitar player over here, heck, we've been jamming together for close to 30 years now.
Wow, man. That's awesome. And I think, and a lot of bands are like this. You do have members that come in and out of the band, but I know lots of bands that have just lasted over the years, and there's always a couple of guys in it that keep that alive and going. And I think it's good to have those roots, man. You know what I mean? Because it's a long way to the top when you want to rock and roll. So, you need a little juice going in. So you guys reformed the band, had some new members coming in, and
Correct.
Then what happened? Did you guys get into the studio and do some tracks? What's going on with your music?
Well, we've recorded stuff, but the problem is that a lot of the stuff we write, we record it, and then we get kind of bored with it because we keep writing new stuff.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. Hey, there's Stretch joining us now. Hey, Stretch, how's it going, buddy?
What up, Stretch?
We had a debacle with stuff.
All good in the hood.
About a year ago, we switched to a MacBook Pro. We had a catastrophe with a PC that had several songs that we had, pretty well finished and ready to be mastered. And then lost the PC, and so none of us are very technologically savvy, man. So we kind of screwed the pooch on that one and lost all those tracks. But it happens.
Yeah, that's going to happen from time to time, man. That happens. Well, that's all right, though, man. What everybody has on
a 12-track, dude.
What I see is a band that seems to play out a lot as well. Would you agree with that you're a real performing band? Do you get out and play a lot?
Absolutely. We try to play out as often as we can. All of us, like I said, we're a little bit older. The problem is we found if you play out, 3 times a month, being an original band, you'll get some new followers here along the way, but trying to get all your followers, especially at our age, we got fans who are in their 50s, and they don't want to be
watch
out
it
on a weeknight.
Yeah, I know, man. I get kind of tired at midnight, man. I used to be able to stay up past 12, 1 o'clock, but by midnight I'm going, man, I need a nap. So it's hard to rock and roll all night, man, when you're older. But hey,
exactly.
If you love it.
And everybody come out that often, we've been playing out about, once a month or so. And it's just about enough to get our older fans to at least come out and see us, as long as we're not headlining and going on at midnight, like you said,
Right.
Then we're good.
Well, I tell you what I saw, fellas, watching the videos. I saw a lot of young guys in the audience, man. A lot of diverse crowd. But I saw some young people in the pit, man. They were running around, and I was like, yeah, these guys are bringing it, man. They've got something about them, a presence on stage, and I guess so. One of the first things I like to focus on is where did that come from, man? Where did that passion for music come from? I know a lot of people want to name bands, and that's cool if you got a band that stands out. But what I want to know is, just as we go around the room here, did you have a family that influenced you? What got you rocking and rolling, man? What started you down this path?
Let you go first, Mo.
I don't know. It's just always been, I was in boys choir when I was, a kid, and just always in music class, and I just always really loved music. So I don't know. I
just always been there. Yeah, I can dig that.
Always been there. Yeah. So I was singing in front of crowds at a very young age, so it never really bothered me. So that's why they picked me to be a singer.
I think when I started really young too, man. I did tap dancing lessons and stuff like that. My mom was a piano teacher, man. So I thought everybody had a piano in their house. I was wrong about that, but I've noticed that if you,
I was going to say that you had piano lessons too.
Right. But I noticed that if you grow up around music, or if you have it, in your case, going to choir and just performing, and I think that starts you down the road. Does anybody else like to jump in there on influences? What you got? Yeah. What got you down the road to rock and roll?
Went to my parents' room when I was younger and messed around on their clock radio and discovered ZZ Top, and it was all over from then.
That's it, man. Once you go ZZ, you can't go back, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Hell, I just started playing because I figured, it's the easiest way to get chicks.
Now that's a true statement. Thank you for a breath of honesty, man.
Get laid out of that. Never worked.
I've heard that one before, man. It must be true. I don't know if it's true, man. I heard it's true. It's fabled to be true.
I started playing guitar, but then people told me, nah, drummers get more chicks than the guitar players do. So I was like, really? Hell yeah, I'll beat some shit with some sticks.
You know, if you're watching the comments on this, I'd like for all you drummers to chime in and say, yeah, I started to play drums because the chicks dug it better than the guitarist. Man, I want to see the comments rolling in on that one. Anybody else got something to say?
I started really, I picked it up when I was about 11, picked up piano for a little while when I was like 8, drums when I was 9, figured out that wasn't the cool thing for me. But anyways, I kind of picked it up around 11, just to kind of listen to music throughout my life, and started playing adamantly when I was probably 15 or so, and it's been my best friend since. And I'd like to say also that, you know, I mean, we come from diverse backgrounds between all of us, is what we were into, you know, and kind of the music that has shaped us. You know, I myself was started out with EVH and, you know, Halen and Rat and Dokken, and then into Dream Theater and, you know, Alice in Chains, just all over the place. Mike, let's tell him where he grew up and what he was into. You know, I mean, we were all into different, you know, kind of different substructures.
Right. Yeah, and you know, and I've heard that before in some especially successful bands, that diversity just gives you a rounded, a complete sound. And you know, it makes sense now, because as I was listening to your music and your YouTube videos, I was just thinking, you know, wow, these guys have that powerful influence that really they're able to capture it and put it into their music. No, they don't sound like all those other bands, but you still have a sense that whatever it is, man, the magic or whatever is in there and what you guys are doing, man. I just thought that was incredible, really.
Thank you for saying so, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So what's next then, man? You guys are bouncing around town and stuff like that. Do you guys have any tours coming up? Or, oh, wait a minute, we forgot somebody. Hold the bus up, man. Stretch. Oh, we didn't hear from you. What was those influences?
Oh, I thought this was their interview. I chimed in.
No. We're dragging you into this, man.
Come on in.
Come on in.
What drags me into music? I drew the short straw. That's what she said, right?
Wait a minute. Are you the bass player? I forgot to check.
Mine was kind of necessity in a weird way. You know, I'm a visual artist. I started out, I'm trained as a sculptor. And when I was in art school, I'd met a bunch of musicians and got turned on to music more so than anywhere else in my life. I didn't really have music at the house growing up. My first concert, however, was a big outdoor show in Philadelphia. Santana, Joe Walsh, Fleetwood Mac, you know, classic rock and roll, but back then it wasn't called classic. It was rock and roll. You know, and then my first indoor show was going between 8th and 9th grade was Van Halen 1. You guys were all probably like 5. 1978. So I was a huge Van Halen fan, and I actually I have twin 12-year-olds right now. My kids get to see a lot of shows, but I took them up to their big arena show was AC/DC this year up in Chicago. So they got treated pretty good. But you know, for me, music has been in the background. You guys know I have my venue and stuff, and I've always been a supporter of all the arts, the visual arts and the noise arts and whatever mechanical arts and performing arts. And you know, it just kind of happened. I got the itch, man, and I had a lot of information that had to come out of my brain that wasn't visual anymore. And where my world has taken me through food and around the world, it just had to bust out, and it came out in the form of rock and roll.
Yo, brother, I got to ask. So you said Philly.
Yeah.
Born and raised Philly?
Born in Jersey, actually.
Where in Jersey?
God,
where in Jersey?
Yeah, what exit?
Yeah.
What exit?
I was born in Patterson.
Okay. East Brunswick here, brother.
Hey, there you go, man. Yeah, I was Philly, New York, Rhode Island, Delaware, Connecticut. I was a product of the chemical companies there, you know.
I get it. Yeah.
So.
Well, you know,
That-
when a band like yours, and you bring this together and these diversified talents, it really creates something special. And it's going to be really interesting. Are you guys working on anything in the studio right now, or are you just concentrating on playing out? You have, I know that Apple broke, but did you guys get a new PC and start
yeah.
to look at? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Apple was the savior. The PC broke.
Yeah, the PC broke. The Apple's our savior now. But
Oh, okay. I got you. Sorry about that.
We're playing out. We're kind of focusing on that, but we're also we've been working on some new tunes. You know, the way we write, you know, we just kind of start coming up with some licks and stuff and throwing them out and see what everyone else can add to it. And
you know, I was going to ask you guys that process, that writing process. We talk a lot about that. Is there somebody in the band that really is the main lyricist, and then you guys come in and bring it? I see fingers being pointed. So how did that come about, man? And where does that come from? Do you think, man? The lyrics, the words. How do you do that?
I don't know.
yeah, poor life decisions.
Honestly, I don't.
Is this a family-friendly podcast? Where does something like MFA come from?
It all depends on the song. I mean, it's we play a lot of different varieties, in between rock and punk.
Right.
And so it all depends. I like, some of them I write in my head, and it's just kind of, I have it all in my head the way I want it to be and bring it to the band. And sometimes it'll be a riff that we just start playing and it'll turn into something. And I'll just, jibber jab till we come up with something.
Play around with it.
It never makes sense, but I just make it work, Just,
so I think it sounds like it's a process. You have some words, you have your poem book, if you want to think of it that way in your head, maybe. Yeah. And then you come into the band room and these guys start cranking out something, and then you just find where to put it in. Is that kind of what I'm hearing on that for the most part?
Yeah, pretty much.
We get it until we get it right, and then I might embellish a little here or there and get a little bit better, but I try to put the same it's the same song every time you hear it,
Oh yeah, and I think that organic kind of writing really produces the best music. You can't, I think a lot of artists, they go in with a preconceived idea of, I'm going to do this and I'm going to write about that, and these are the words and here's the break, and I as somebody who writes myself, I found that very constricting. It just needs to be fluid, man, because when you do it organically, it seems to sound better. The end result is more real, right? Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The songs that we come up with as a group now we're just now kind of coming into our own as writing together. When we first formed the band, we had some ideas, so we had maybe a half a set, and so we've written since then on so we're getting better at writing as we go too, or I think we are.
Oh yeah.
So we talked a little bit earlier about venues and stuff like that. I know you guys got a good venue. First of all, what is the venue coming up? Where is that?
This show? Outlaw Cigar Company, or Outlaw Cigar and Brewery in the Northlands. There's multiple locations of Outlaw Cigar and Brewery.
I think there's 4.
Yeah, I think there's 4 of them in the Kansas City area. And this is
Swift.
Yep. It's at 10th and Swift. Really cool venue. And it's for you smokers out there, it's a smoking venue. Obviously, it's a cigar company.
Wow, so that's a benefit right there, man. Yeah.
Well, for some, we got like I said, some of our younger ones who are non-smokers don't like coming there just because a little too smoky for them. But hey, they'll catch us on the next one.
It's a cigar
bar. It's a cigar bar.
It'll be loud in the parking lot. That's what I would say.
Yeah, exactly. The guy who owns it, his name's Kendall. Great guy, really cool dude. He's a guitar player himself. So he loves having bands come in, and he's kind of got the place set up really nice and cool stage. It's always a fun time there. This is about our 3rd or 4th time playing there.
Man, that sounds really good. They got a good back line and everything there. A really good setup.
No back line. No back line. Bring all your own gear and stuff. But
proud to say we're all in our 50s and we still move our own stuff. Well,
nice.
We have a very generous soul. We're actually in his house right now. We've got a good friend of ours named Ron Clark.
He's Ron the Roadie.
Ron
the Roadie.
He's just absolutely absolutely pivotal to what goes on with shows. And, you know, our rehearsal space is in his basement, and which is working out really good and brought some new energy. But he's so helpful in doing stuff for us. And he's kind of that all around guy. When we go out, he refuses to not make a show and is always there to help us out, and, you know, helping down drum kit, guitars, bass, whatever. But
we love
wanted to get a Pimp out there.
Awesome. Yeah, I think any successful band, you got to have a support system. It's so much to handle, just being in the band, man, and just getting there and having your music down in your head. And then what people don't really realize, especially for a drummer, is the amount of work that you got to go through to set up a stage. You know, even as a guitarist, at the end of the night, I thought maybe I should play the harmonica, because, you know, that might be a little bit easier, because
I'm going to chime in real quick on some of that. You should see the bands in New York City that show up in 3 taxi cabs because no one owns cars. The drummer's got his own car, you know, full of all his shit.
Now the drummer
Everyone else held 2 other, and that's how they had to get around back in the day in New York. You know, they literally show up at a gig because there's no parking. Even if you had a car, you're coming from Brooklyn, everybody loads it into 3 different cabs, and you hope everybody gets there, and then load out. And, you know, and I know this, you guys talking, but I've found that it's easy to do the first show, loading in. The hard part is making sure everybody gets their shit in the vehicle to get to the second show. Right. If you're on tour.
Yeah.
You miss one chord, one pedal, one anything, you're screwed.
Man.
Or power steering in the back of the
part. I preach it to every band, like, hey guys, you're going in, you got a trailer, this is great, but do you have a light?
Yeah.
I
totally did that.
After doing a show and giving it everything you got, packing it up and driving to the next city with a couple cocktails in you. That's the hardest part, is getting it off the stage, in for the second, and then the third show, and then the fourth show, and the fifth show. First one's easy. One-timers are easy, especially in town. You can always send your cousin or Robert the roadie or whatever his name is to go back and get something, you know?
Oh, by the way, if you're listening out there, I really would like my pedals back, man, that I lost down in that last gig, man. If you see them laying them around, I think it was for Marshall Amp, man. I really want them back. I've lost at least one thing. You know, you go to the second show, like you said, then you forget something. You know, you get there and it's like, oh man, I don't have a guitar pick. You know, you got everything but the guitar pick, and that's a problem, man. You just want to, you know, it's hard to.
Oh, you play a festival. Everybody has a Black Road case, a black backpack, and it's all stacked up backstage, and it gets separated. Everyone's trying to set up. Just the lids to your cases. It becomes pretty hectic, and you're on stage in 7 minutes and you're off stage in 7 minutes, you know? And got to keep everything together. I mean, you're cleared out. You have road
It's a challenge, man. Yeah. And and a lot of people are jumping on stage. You're trying to pack up and they're trying to load in as you're loading out. It can be, very difficult. And big thing is a lot of people lose a lot of equipment, man, stuff behind. I see it all the time, man. You know, it's unfortunate. What is, in your mind, one of the biggest struggles right now that you guys are going through as a band? One of those things that you think has been one of the real sticky spots right now for where you're trying to go and where you are right now? Is there something that is just a difficult barrier for you guys?
Yeah, it's called old age. Arthritis is a bitch.
It is, man. You know, I'm just like the Tin Man. I need some oil, you know, and then that's how I feel, man. I need to get oiled up.
Yeah, that glucosamine shit don't work.
Yeah,
balancing the work life and then the band life and
that too.
Your band life. Yeah,
band whore. Band whore.
Yeah, it's really tough when you have a family too, man. You know, I had to leave my family to join rock and roll. Actually, they left me. They grew up and all moved away, the wife and the kids and everybody. They grew up and left. So that's good. I didn't grow up, though, man. So Well, let's say everything starts kicking ass tomorrow, and I cuss, but that's okay. What do you guys want to do? Let's say the money's coming in, man. You released a track. You're being asked to play anywhere. You can do anything. You can go anywhere you want. Besides Disney World, what would be the first place or thing that you would do?
Ooh.
Vegas.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, no, Vegas.
You got to have that answer down, man. If somebody calls tomorrow and asks you that, you better have an answer ready.
Like I said,
I want to play Grinders.
You got to get a, I'll tell you, that's really not a big leap for you guys.
we just haven't played there yet, Stretch. Come on, man.
Go down there tomorrow afternoon. I don't care. It's cold.
I got one. Red Rocks.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah,
that'd be a killer venue to play.
Bucket list.
Right. Hell yeah. There is some great places to play out there, and if you're not out in the scene, I encourage you, get off your duff, man. This coming up holiday, come down, kick the turkey right in the balls, and enjoy some heavy metal with these bands. You're not going. What is it to get in? Pittance, nothing, man. You spent more money on beer last week. Okay, so what you need to do is come on down and check these guys out, because you're in for not only is this band,
4 great bands for less than a couple of Starbucks, man. So
yeah. 4, exactly, man. 3 Starbucks. You're in, man. You're in.
Peter kicking things off, and then we take the stage after them. And then we've got the almighty Stretch, which can't wait to see your show, brother. I haven't ever caught it, but I hear excellent things.
There's no coming back. There's no coming back from it.
About it.
Yeah.
And then we close the night out with Pure American Phil's headline in that show, and that's Greg Devine never disappoints.
Man, that's fantastic. Well, I had a chance to interview those guys recently, and that's a great band, man. Pure American Filth is fantastic. All of you guys are great, and if you get down and see the show, take it from the dude, you're going to be blown away. Is there anybody that you'd like to holler out or shout out to before we wrap this baby up? Is there anybody you'd like to shout out to, guys?
Well, we want to thank Mark for putting us on, Young Entertainment, for putting the show together, for Bo Nasty for kind of getting it all set up and getting the ball rolling as well on it. And he's been pimping it out on his radio shows, and playing all the band's music on his radio show to really try to build excitement for the show and, get people amped up. We just ask people to, come out and support your local artists, man. Support local rock. We can't get famous if you don't support us, man. So
yeah, you hear that? Hurry up and get out here and make these guys famous. Quit screwing around, man. They got stuff to do, man.
We're waiting a long damn time, man.
Anybody else like to say say hi to somebody or shout out?
I'm good.
Bo, thanks for doing all the stuff you do for the rock and roll community. The music that you're pumping out, trying to get across the airwaves. I know it's a tough market across the board, whether it's extraterrestrial shit or Wi-Fi or internet or whatever the kids are calling it these days. But I know it's a full-time gig. You never really probably get the response. I want to definitely thank all the bands I'm going to get to play with, because I don't get out as much as I'd like to, which is going to be super fucking cool. Sorry about that for anyone else in their age. I use the word cool. It's Kewl.
As in the cigarettes.
Yeah, she said her safe word was flower, but kept saying FLOUR. You'll get it as I put the letters together. You'll read it. So anyway, it's gonna be a good time. Everybody goes out and parties the night before Thanksgiving, and I haven't gotten to get even out to that club yet. I'm looking forward to it.
You'll love it. Kendall did an amazing job. Shout out to Kendall Cole.
There you go. Does he have a ramp to get up onto that stage, by the way?
You come right in the back door, and it's stairs right up to it.
You got some stairs, buddy. But don't worry, we'll throw you up there.
We opened last weekend, Friday, for Texas Hippie Coalition out in Hays, Kansas, and again, it was a 4-foot high stage, and steps suck. I have all my rigs are Well, and I'll show you all that stuff. You've never seen
It's an easy load, Stretch. And hey, congrats to you too. I saw you've got Stephanie Shelton there.
He is killing
player. Yeah.
Oh, she's awesome.
Awesome.
We play with Velvet Freeze whenever we can. So we just love her, and Charles and Josh. They're all great.
They are. I was really happy to find her. We've had trouble with bass players in the past. I mean, they've been great, but they've had, the life gets in the way, work, business, whatever it is. We have the amazing David Rice on guitar, and you guys know David from Full Metal Z and Disco and all those other bands he's been in. Rock Gods. Nathan Slinkards on our other guitar, who's fantastic. And right now we have Matthew Heinrich on drums. It's a great lineup, and those guys really put out the effort and jump at it whenever they can, and they never know. Because I literally last Friday gave them the call at 10:30 in the morning and said, by the way, we got to be in Hayes, Kansas for load in at 5. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, jump in the bus, load up, we're out of here. But you know how it is, man. Band life and putting stuff together, race over, do a show, make everybody happy, give it 110%. And I want to say this. You guys are saying something about places, once you have all the money and all the stuff, I'll play anywhere there's a crowd. I hate playing in front of one or none. I've done it. I'm sure there's going to be more shows like that. I don't care where in the world it would be, but I love a crowd. When I'm on stage, my band's on stage with a crowd, I don't care if it's up in, Jersey or in Munich, Germany, if there's a crowd and it's fun. And Bo, I have gotten to play Disney World. So I did a gig at Disneyland, actually. I did a food demo there. That's a whole nother story I'll tell you about someday. But anytime people are excited to come out and see rock and roll music and support, I'll play for them. Doesn't matter.
Well, listen, man, I think this is going to be one hell of a jam session concert, mini concert. I can't wait to hear more about what happens and some pictures. I appreciate all you guys for being on American Metal Magazine.
Are you not coming up?
I can't make it, unfortunately, man. No, I can't make it, man. I wanted to, man. And somebody said even free beer, and that wasn't even enough, but almost enough to persuade me to make it up there. Yeah, I just
maybe they can do a live feed. They got a live feed they can do.
What's that?
Can they do a live feed? Get those heater kids to set up a live feed?
Yeah, man, they ought to do something like that, man. If they do it, I'll host it on my channel. Maybe we can get Bo to help us.
Why not? Do it live.
Yeah,
figure out how to make that
idea. That's a good idea, man. Well, we've got to call it the end here at the end. But boys, let me tell you, this has been great. This is going to be a great show. It was really neat to meet all of y'all. And the music stands for itself. If you haven't checked it out, you can come to AmericanMetalMagazine.com and go to the AMI EPK system. If you are a record label out there, if you're a DJ, you can access their downloads through our very secure and safe file system through their AMI code. So they'll be listed along with this presentation, this interview, so you can visit that, see all their links, and most importantly, find out where you can buy their music. I got news for you guys out there that's listening. They put a lot of effort and time and money into this, and it really will help them out if you just go out and buy a few tracks. It really makes all the difference. Really, you wouldn't believe it. I've met artists that were ready to give up until they sold one track, and it was enough, man, to keep on pounding, so it's so important. So buy the music, support the local artists, and by all means get down here and kick the turkey in the balls on the Turkey in the Balls Bash with these boys right here. Hey, before we get out of here, can I get a big go AMM from you guys? Are y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Go!
Woo! American Magazine. Dude, you rocked it out.